So today on day 2 of Prime Minister Modi's visit to Egypt, let's talk about the itinerary at 12 Indian time. The Prime Minister will be visiting the all-significant Al-Hakim Mosque, very significant for the Bohra Muslim community. At 1 p.m. he will be visiting the Heliopolis War Cemetery. At 1:30 he will be at the Egyptian presidency, meeting with the Egyptian president. It's a restricted meeting with delegation-level talks and signing of MOUs also expected. At 4:30 p.m. Indian time, there would be a press briefing in this regard. And at 5:30 p.m. the Prime Minister will depart for India. So after his successful visit to the United States and Egypt, the Prime Minister will be returning to the country this evening. The Prime Minister's visit to Egypt, of course, of extreme significance. Let's go across to Senior Consulting Editor Srinjoy Chaudhary on the broadcast with us to discuss the itinerary for the day, what's expected at the meeting. A lot of focus, Srinjoy, has been on this visit, a very historic one with the Prime Minister visiting Egypt. And today, his visit to Al-Hakim Mosque is something that's going to be watched very, very closely, especially considering the kind of attacks that have come in from the opposition within India.
Well, not just in India, not just in Egypt, but all over the world. The world will see the Prime Minister going to the mosque and paying his respects there. And that is something that is first on the agenda for today. After that, of course, there is a meeting with President El-Sisi, and that's a very critical meeting because, as you rightly said, that there has been no bilateral visit, a standalone visit to Egypt, the premier Arab country, the most important country in North Africa since 1997. So amends have to be made, and which is why this is actually a big visit, a 2-day visit. And very importantly, several things are on the agenda. First, of course, the signing of the strategic partnership between Egypt and India. Now, that is something that has been talked about, but it will be signed today. The other thing are the economic opportunities that Egypt and India will look at. First of all, Egypt has said that India can invest, Indian manufacturers can invest in the economic zone of the Suez Canal. So if that is so, what does India get? How does India benefit? And the point that what we are hearing is that, number one, India will be able to manufacture in Egypt, saves shipping costs. India will be able to sell those things to Africa, to the European Union duty-free, which gives Indian manufacturers a huge advantage. Now, that is something that Egypt is pushing for, that India is very keen on, and we'll have to see how far that goes as far as these economic inputs are concerned. Beyond that, there is a strategic partnership. There is a close relationship on defense issues, on foreign policy issues, on strategic issues, a variety of issues. The fact that once upon a time, Egypt and India were remarkably close. Nehru and Nasser were very close friends. And that is something India wants to build up on after all these years. Besides, the Egyptians and Indian historians are talking about something very spectacular, something that does not apply with any other country. The fact that there is enormous similarity between Ramesses and Ashoka the Great. And this shows that these two countries have been in touch with each other for thousands of years.
These cultural similarities are also going to play a very crucial role in ensuring the ties between India and Egypt are strengthened further. Srinjoy, thank you for the moment for joining us with those details. We'll continue coming back to you for those updates.